All right, well, yesterday I took you for a little ride. Today I'm going to take you for a few walks, and I'm standing up on the outskirts of Harbor Ka, the Mount of Blessing, and this is looking over toward Itamar, Elon Moray, and God willing, I'll be up there sometime tomorrow. But I want to take you around and show you the town of Harbor Ka, and bring you on around here. And hey, there's a face some people might remember.
Maybe.
Josh Waller, what are you doing up here, man?
I don't know. I think I've been here since last time you left. When was that? 2014 pruning?
I know. No, that was 12 and 13.
12 and 13.
Yeah, and I know that Chris Sharp is probably wondering, wait a minute, where's he at? Yeah, Chris. And
the
others.
Old Ridge House.
Oh, yeah, the Ridge House. Yeah, I think we figured out, Josh, we put 28 guys in there.
Right, 12 in the one little bedroom.
Yeah. And for those that remember my stories of the sure stick pan and the blackened pancakes and the green hash browns, guys,
you know, there's such good memories we can't really even go back. We don't want to tell people that things have changed.
There was so many bad things happened in there that you got to strip the whole place.
Strip the whole place out, remodel.
And you got 2 weeks to remodel, right?
2 weeks to remodel. We're supposed to have it ready for 20 military guys to come use this as a base, so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Josh, you've been here. Okay, we got to go directly to this.
Yep.
You've been here since since Abraham?
Yeah, since 2005, I made the first trip up here.
Yeah. So you guys are coming up on almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
But October 7th,
Yeah.
our lives stopped on that day, really.
Yeah.
And you got guys pruning up here. I'm going to be going out to the other ridge in just a few minutes and seeing Nate. But what has life been here?
We finished a harvest, and then, the last day of harvest was October 6th.
Okay.
October 7th hit, and we started getting all these guys calling us, locals here, saying, we need help. We've got to have equipment. Unfortunately, Israel was caught, as everybody already knows, without the equipment needed. So we were, here we are, farmers, and we're like, well, we're being called to help bring, specialty gear in, all the stuff. So we started. So immediately we said, oh well, yeah. Somebody said, hey, could you bring an airlift of supplies? And me and Nate were sitting there looking at each other like, well, yeah. I don't know how, but yeah, we will.
I remember your first statement on the Zoom. What's an airlift?
What's an airlift? What's ITAR? You're like, what is international regulations, like whatever. But thank God to this point, we've been able to bring thousands of vests, helmets, even right now, night vision and thermals, and just so much stuff. And that's all specifically to these guys that we know and love here in Judea and Samaria. So there's 200 communities here. Right now, we've raised about $3.5 million of the 29 million. So we're still working to get it. It's way beyond us.
Okay, Josh. The question I get from people is, well, why doesn't Israel have this? Why don't they equip their soldiers like this? What's the short answer? Money?
No. Bureaucracies and craziness.
Oh, you got bureaucracies here too?
Yeah, there's bureaucracies. Okay. I think, I keep waiting for Israel to, we're over 3 months now, and there's still soldiers that don't have. We're focusing on specifically is to get the Kitat Konanut, so that's like the first response teams.
Okay.
So that's a very specific niche of each community has their first response teams outside of the military, and in wartime it joins the military. So right now they're all a part of the military, but technically all their gear and all that stuff is actually outside. So trying to get gear into those guys has been our main effort, and they're still lacking majorly. So a lot of bureaucracy, because you can see why. You're talking about protected gear, you're talking about serious stuff. So there's a reason why there's bureaucracies there. But when the good guy needs it, you want it fast.
There you go.
But there's so much stuff to get through, so it is problematic. But there's a lot of questions still on why it's not faster. But it is what it is. We thank God we were the first ones supposedly from everybody who I've talked to get gear here. So after 2 months after the war, we were able to receive our first shipments in, which was a huge God miracle, and all of it was a miracle.
Now, going back 2004, your dad came up here, met Nir Levy, and basically said, "What do I do to help?"
Right.
You got thrown into this
Yeah.
as a
14-year-old.
14-year-old, yeah. You guys, I will probably talk to your dad later, but to have even thought about where you're at today.
Yeah.
You guys you just showed me pictures of a ranch.
Yeah.
Everybody in the country knows who you are, I think.
Well, they don't call us Hayuville anymore. They call us the Cowboys.
Oh, I know. I
It's
know.
everywhere we go. It doesn't matter. We have this like aura about it. You don't even have to have a cowboy hat. I had a group in Jerusalem yesterday. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All these Mennonite guys, everybody's stopping them. Are you the Cowboys?
I don't know what happened. I thought about wearing this hat when I was there in the airport, but I'm thinking, nobody's gonna take my picture.
Right.
Nobody cares. But yeah, the Cowboys
they're huge.
have taken on a whole aura of themselves.
Well, I think it was
here.
literally is the most viral thing of the entire war.
Yeah.
That if there was one specific encouraging note
Yeah.
from everything, thank God. Like we never expected to be able to encourage the nation
No.
in that magnitude. Like it was every person, doesn't matter where you are,
Yeah.
knew, and it brought so much courage and strength in those first days of the war.
I was actually down at the, as you know, with the IDF
Yeah.
last week at Beersheba, at IDF gathering with about 500 soldiers.
Right.
I said on a video, I said, I've never felt so small in my life to stand next to these men and women who,
Yeah.
the stories,
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
what they'll have to
Yeah.
deal with later on.
Yeah.
But even there, somebody said something about the Cowboys.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just
I'm
laughed
sure.
about
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. But thank God we were able to not only encourage since October 7th,
yeah,
bring the gear. It's just been one thing after the other. We just kept saying yes to the open doors. Like there's during a wartime, there's just so many needs. So we said yes to bringing gear. The Cowboys brought so much of the lifting the spirits.
Yeah.
We were able to visit with the wounded. We were able to visit with the hostage families and the evacuees.
Yeah.
We were able to go down actually to the communities and see what happened. We were with the farms. That was huge. We've helped a lot of the farms. The pruning now has just started.
Yeah.
On top of that, the building stuff, which has been a huge blessing. To build the ranch was a huge, awesome project that we helped to build the ranch. And we're also building a winery, another winery in another community close by over here near Shiloh. So those building, planting, pruning, visiting and encouraging people, it has been a very full and intense 3 months.
I think you just hit on something, Josh. You rolled over it pretty fast. But what has made this for Hayuville, for your family, and for the thousands now of volunteers that have been here, is you've never said no. You don't know how to say no. The only thing you know to do is to say yes, and then figure out how to get that done.
Can't be a problem
What have I
sometimes.
done? What
Right.
have I got myself into?
It can't be a problem.
No, it couldn't be a problem. Who knows?
We got it. We're gonna do it. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, how are we gonna do this one?
Yeah.
How are we gonna bring an airlift? How's that gonna work?
Yeah, how's it gonna work? So people can go to Hayuville.com. They can go to Serve Israel.
ServeIsrael.com, yeah.
Okay, and they can donate there. Also, what about you? You're thinking the harvest still?
Well, we have a tree planting actually coming up this spring.
Okay.
That's on right now.
Okay.
Of course, everything as we're looking around, everybody's saying spring is going
It's
to be most likely war
Yeah,
on the Lebanon front.
yeah. I'm dealing with
Hezbollah
tours
front.
on that. Yeah.
So it's really going to be hit or miss even for that to happen.
Okay.
But Lord willing, by harvest time, come
Yeah.
September,
Bezrat Hashem.
Bezrat Hashem, Lord willing, we'll be well, even we need the the needs are so great right now,
Yeah.
but it all is within reason of the war. Right now we're just bringing special ops, hardcore guys that can be here. And
Speaking of hardcore guys, let's go in the
Yeah,
let's go in the Ridge House
There's a
and
couple
meet the
hardcore guys in
hardcores.
here.
Okay, you can introduce everybody as we go through here.
this guy's known as just cowboy now.
Just cowboy.
Right, yeah. Come on, Charlie, get back out here.
All right,
Everybody wants to meet a hardcore guy.
all right.
This guy's an old, what do you call yourself? You're about to be from Texas, I guess.
I guess.
Snatch your hat better.
That's right.
How long you been here?
What?
Going on 3 months.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yep. But this is the renovation project. This was the old.
That was the wall that I was going to tear down real quick and
Yeah, right. No,
just say
it's
that I had helped. Josh invited me out here, but I told him that my visa says I'm not allowed to work.
Right, you're not allowed to work.
So-
Don't tell the rest of these guys that.
Yeah. So this is
Cameron,
all right.
Washington, Jerry,
Okay.
Ohio,
All right.
Brandon, Ohio.
All right, Brandon.
Some hardcore guys.
Yeah.
And we're getting it done in here today.
This was the infamous Ridge House.
This was base camp
Yeah.
for a couple years.
That was the blackened pancakes.
Blackened
were-
pancakes. Right. Was that only? That was you cooking. I'm pretty sure.
I cooked them.
Was that
right.
yeah, right? Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Josh? You hand a
Was
guy-
I was the one who did it right?
You hand somebody with a that has jet lag. Okay, I've been here. I haven't even been here 12 hours.
Trying to turn pancakes.
And you hand them a non-stick pan or a sure-stick pan and tell them to cook pancakes. Really?
When you had a lot of help too. I mean,
Yeah, my 14-year-old son.
he was ready. Of course, we all knew what we were doing.
Of course,
We're all
everybody did.
professional cooks back home. Yeah.
So this is just one of the projects.
This is
and,
one. There's today there is 4 teams running.
wow.
A team pruning, a team on a construction continuing at the ranch. There's a team on the winery today,
Yeah.
and we're doing the construction here. So 4 teams out in the field today.
All right, Josh. Thanks. Keep up the
You
good work,
betcha,
man.
Mr. Mike. It's good. Thanks for all you do.
Yeah. I just recorded a great video, and the only problem is I didn't hit the button. Okay, so I'm up on the Mount of Blessing. Over to the left is Shechem. Again, across the valley right there, modern-day Nablus, occupied territory. And as I'm coming up here, there's a almond tree. I can zoom in on that one if I can. You might be able to see it. Get a little closer here. Still trying to figure out my camera. Okay, so you see the blooms that are coming. The almond is the first one in the spring and though it doesn't feel like spring today, the almond is the first one to bloom. This is a very special place for me right here because it's in this field right that you're seeing that in 2012, myself, my son Daniel, and my Zach, who I called my Renta son that year, we came here to the mountain. And Isaiah 61, verse 5, came alive as the son of the foreigner became the vine dresser, the pruners. As Ezekiel, as Isaiah, as the prophets, as they saw these, or they wrote about these things that would happen, today we become the faces that are behind those words. The names, we can actually become prophecy in our day. And that is the remarkable thing. As we look around the mountains, all of these vines, this time of year, you see on the ground it's green between the vines, and then you see the brown. You come out during the harvest, exactly the opposite as the vines have come forth. But it has to have some work done in order to get that process, and that's where Nate Waller comes in. Nate, wow, this is amazing to be up here with you, especially right here. And just was down with Josh at the Ridge House as they're demolishing.
Yeah.
But you're doing the work with your, yeah. Look at this,
Yeah.
Chris Sharp. I mean, really, would you ever have thought that Nate Waller would go soft in his,
Yeah.
in
we're
having
getting high
electric
tech out here.
pruners? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, after years of about killing ourselves, we
Yeah.
said, you know what, we got to do something.
Oh yeah,
We gotta
I
do
remember
this.
going in at
Yeah.
night and you couldn't hardly move your arm
Right.
because of the. Hey,
Yeah.
are these tie workers we got?
There is a couple tie workers.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
I
there's
thought so.
A couple tie workers.
That's great. Okay, so we read the scriptures of the vine. I'm the vine. I'm the vine. You're the branches. All of those things, and it wasn't really until I came out here and you guys taught me that first day about these because it was so remarkable. I want you to give a little bit of description. What are you doing?
Yeah.
why are you going back as far as you do? And show us what happens here.
So pretty much all of this you see on top, this is new growth every year. So this grows out every year, and this is where the fruit comes from, is from these branches. But without cutting that back, you really don't get hardly anything. It'll be really tiny clusters and not good fruit. Basically, it has to be cut back to here. What we're doing is we're cutting back to 2 buds, and those 2 buds will put out 2 new branches, and each one of those branches should have 2 clusters on it. We don't want it too thick. We don't want too much in there, because if you have too many close to each other, the branches get too close together, and then you end up with not being able to get airflow. The ruach can't flow through, and you end up with a lot of mold, and the fruit's not good. Not enough, you get too much sunlight in there, and you end up with a bunch of raisins. So you gotta have pretty much the right amount in order to get good, healthy fruit. And yeah, so pretty much you got the vine. It says, "He is the vine, we are the branches," and he prunes away that we may bear more fruit. You know, all the verses there. So this would be the vine coming up with the 2 arms going
And
out.
interesting, there's 2
Here.
branches.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe something in Ezekiel 37, or 6, 7, 8,
Right.
or other. Yeah,
Yep.
7.
And then every year these spurs get cut back, or the canes get cut back to bear more fruit.
Wow.
Without getting that cut back, you really don't get a harvest.
Okay, give us a demonstration of how
All
how you figure out what to do here.
So I'm cutting out anything that's up away from the vine. So this is old growth. This is where it was pruned last year.
Okay.
I cut that off because I want to get as close to the vine as I can to get that nutrients coming from the vine. So I'm leaving this one to grow out for that new growth.
You need to get that one
on.
slapping me in the face. Sir.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Yep. Taking off anything that's coming down straight out of the bottom.
All right.
Leave these.
Okay.
And yeah, leaving just enough, but not too much. Just want to get whatever we can leave behind there, we will, but keeping that back as close to the vine as we can.
Okay. Nate, what's the variety here?
This is Shiraz.
This is Shiraz. Okay, and in this area you have Shiraz, you have Merlot,
Merlot,
Cabernet.
Cabernet Franc.
I remember the Cabernet day because those
Oh,
are
yeah.
oh,
Those ones that'll put a hurt.
that,
on you.
that's a really really bad hurt.
Yeah, yeah. You start not liking Cabernet. Either you like it more or you like it less. I don't know which.
Yeah,
but
it's like I'm going to get back at this wine by drinking it.
exactly. I worked hard for this. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
Quickly, I don't want to keep you too much, but so they said that vines wouldn't grow here.
correct. Yeah. So the experts
Yeah.
said that this was not
Yeah.
this was not vine country, but when the archaeologists came in, they found over 200 wine presses in this area, and not only that, the prophets also said it would happen. And so we have archaeology saying it did happen. We have the prophets saying it would happen. And the farmers came in and said, "Well, I think we're going to go based on this, not
Yeah.
on the science."
And Rabbi Malamed had a lot to do with that, of saying this is what it
He
says.
said, "This is what it says. We need to do it. This is the next step. We've come back. We've built houses. Now we need to plant vineyards." And so they planted vineyards. And actually today, these are some of the best vines in all of Israel. And the reason why that is because in lower elevations, you can't get as high as sugar levels.
Okay.
And so the sugar levels have to get higher in order to get the right alcohol contents and the wines and the right flavors and the right ripeness. In the valleys down along the coast, the vines look great, they grow great,
Yeah.
but the fruit's not near the quality.
So it's actually like a microclimate up here, and then you have the minerals in the rocks. I believe I was told a number of I'm trying to bring back some brain cells here. The typical is what, for a vine to produce for what, 8 or 10 years, something, or
Yeah, it depends. It varies all over.
and
but
they said
here-
these could go for 35 years.
we're
They're so
looking at about
healthy.
35 years for these. Yeah.
That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, we're literally seeing the words of the prophets happening
Yeah.
right in front of us.
Yeah, it is great. So, well, it's so good to be here, Nate, and just for what you guys are doing, and to have this crew of just this few guys. I mean, you're looking out behind you, going, "We got a lot of work to do, right?"
Oh yeah,
So-
for sure. Yeah, we've got about 100 acres to print this year.
Okay, I'll let you get back to it.
That's right. Yep.